Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we discuss on some interesting updates. We begin with Ansu Fati as Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur are reportedly keeping tabs on the 35 million rated Barca attacker. We are going to discuss on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about this report claiming that Xavi have called up two youth prospects to train with first team ahead of Barcelona vs Cadiz tomorrow. We are also going to be discussing more on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. In light of monetary constraints and increasing competition within the squad, Barcelona are compelled to make certain sacrifices in the transfer market before the window officially slams shut. Ansu Fati has been on the Blaugrana players who has been constantly linked with a move away from Catalonia, with a cloud of uncertainty looming over his future as things stand. Owing to the player's dwindling game time and reduced importance in Xavi's plans, the possibility of seeing Fati's exit materialize this summer is certainly not far off. The Spanish sensation stance has always been clear. He yearns to climb his way back to the pecking order at his boyhood club. However, Barca's insistence on offloading Fati this summer has sparked a great deal of interest from foreign clubs. Adrian Sanchez has come out to report that Arsenal and Tottenham are following the evolution of Ansu Fati case, ready to potentially pounce if he decides to close his chapter in Barcelona for good. The player's agent, George Mendes, has reportedly also received a number of formal offers for the player in the past, which Fati has not paid heed to considering his desire to make a name for himself at Barcelona. On the contrary, the La Liga champions recognize that they need to free up more fair play margin to register any new players that they sign from here on. As such, they remain open to listening to offers for Fati. Given the player's reluctance, Barcelona have opened the doors for even a temporary loan deal. PSG, Atletico Madrid are ready to be watching the situation closely, and now Arsenal and Spurs have also joined in. Fati is desperate to reverse his earning fortunes, but if he shows openness to leave, the North London powerhouses Arsenal and Tottenham would be willing to splash home cash on the 20-year-old forward. Of course, Ansu Fati's future has been uncertain, has been hanging in the balance, and the player is feeling frustrated that Xavi Hernandez does not look like he's counting on him for the season moving ahead. And despite the player putting up his best to ensure that Xavi can be convinced to give him a chance, Xavi Hernandez has already moved on and he's looking as if he's counting on other players ahead of Fati. Fati started on the bench on the first game of the season last week against Getafe, and Xavi even brought in Ace Abde and Lamine Yamal ahead of Fati, which reportedly did not go well with the player. He feels so disappointed, and with rumors linking him with an exit, Fati is more disappointed. Fati wants to stay. He has insisted that he wants to stay and succeed at his boyhood club. But the way things are going, Xavi is having other players ahead of him. Honestly, I think Fati is a player that should be given another chance. Last season, we saw Fati not being at his best at all, as the player struggled with form, consistency as well. Injuries had no issue with Ansu Fati as compared to the previous two seasons, because Ansu Fati last season, majority of the time, he was fully fit, but whenever given the opportunities, Ansu Fati didn't make good use of it. So, as it stands right now, the players is still linked with an exit, but Xavi Hernandez wants the player to even go out, even on a loan deal, to prove himself. But Ansu Fati is not having any of it, as he believes that he is now mentally fit and physically fit to play well, to change games, and to bring impact. But Xavi Hernandez does not see it the same way. Honestly, as I've always said in my own opinion, Ansu Fati should stay. I believe that Ansu Fati has an eye for goal as compared to the other wingers. Ferran Torres should be the one that if Barca sell, there shouldn't be a big problem. But it still surprises me that Ansu Fati, who have been here for a long time, and we the fans know what he can bring, Xavi is open to letting him leave, which for me isn't the best of decisions. So let's just see how it's going to look like in the coming weeks as regards Ansu Fati's future. Then on to the final story of discussion. Xavi Hernandez has, some problems ahead of Barca's second league game of the season against Cadiz. The campaign is still young, but the manager will be without the services of Rafinha and Ronald Araujo on the night. The Brazilian international was sent off and will serve his suspension, while the centre-back is injured and ruled out for at least 1 month. According to reports from Mundo Deportivo, Xavi Hernandez has called on youth team prospect Pau Kubasi and Danny Rodriguez to train with the first team ahead of Cadiz encounter. The manager called up both players to train with the senior team on Friday. The teenagers joined the likes of Lamine Yamal, Fermin Lopez, and even made the squad to face Cadiz at the weekend. The 18-year-old Danny Rodriguez is one of La Masia's most promising wingers due to his ability on the ball and his pace down the flank. While he is not likely to start, an appearance off the bench cannot be ruled out if he makes the squad. Kubasi, meanwhile, is just 16 years of age and is considered to be the creme de la creme of the academy's defensive prodigies. He has trained with the first team in the past and could well feature against Cadiz if any unforeseen happens on the on-duty defenders. After all, Inigo Martinez is also unavailable due to injury and registration delay. So are the doors open for Gavi now? Meanwhile, the upcoming game could be crucial for Barca's golden boy Gavi, who did not start against Getafe last week. Fast forward to the side's first league encounter, it was left on the bench as free choice midfielder behind Gundogan, Oriol Romeo, Frankie de Jong and Pedri. Gavi is understandably not entirely pleased with the situation and hopes to push his way back to the starting 11. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.